My name's Paul, welcome to Paul Perambulates. In this episode I'm in the south of England, in Hampshire, walking around the New Forest. My start point is Swan Green Car Park, just outside Lyndhurst. Postcode SO437DT, grid reference SU28950824, what 3 words, gong, tripods, necklaces. I walk first of all through the centre of Lyndhurst and emerge onto White Moor the other side, where I visit the trig point. Then I turn south-westwards into the forest, going via Clay Hill, Whitley Wood, Hurst Hill Enclosure and Pound Hill Enclosure until I reach the southernmost point of my walk, Blackwater Arboretum. From there I circle round north-eastwards via Rock Hill, Brinken Wood, Bramble Hill, Alham Green and Lyndhurst Hill, back to the car park. Total distance 15.47 kilometres, total height gain 144 metres, total walking time 4 hours and 6 minutes. I've chosen Swan Green Car Park just outside Lyndhurst, mainly because it's free, but also starts my walk in a nice rural location. It's a very small but beautifully appointed car park. Can probably fit about 10 cars in here, but I'm the only one here today. It's the middle of summer, but it's a weekday, it's in term time, so it's just me and these guys eating the grass. Okay, let's do it. Straight out of the car park, we're seeing the thatched cottages that are so common in the New Forest, and then just down the end there you can see the village pub. Looks like a great spot for a pint on a day like this. Unfortunately I'm too early, it's not open yet. Walking into Lyndhurst along the A35, has a nice safe pavement and got this excellent navigational aid in front of me here. Another car parking option right in the middle of Lyndhurst. Pay and display, absolutely rammed, as the centre of every British town is, with all sorts of vehicle, but it does have the New Forest Heritage Centre at the end of it, so that could be an interesting distraction. So this is the centre of Lyndhurst. Beautiful old English town, but like all English towns, ruined by the constant flow of traffic. Coming out the other end of Lyndhurst, this rather beautiful spot is called Bolton's Bench. Right by it, another car park. This one, being so close to town, pretty full. I think this really tells us what it's like at peak times. Even on a Thursday in term time, there's not many spaces around here. These guys aren't bothered though, just enjoying the shade. And just a little further out of Lyndhurst, trig point, 49 metres, so no great achievement, it's here. What we get from here though is a view that we probably won't get for most of the rest of this walk. And that's a view over all this forest, which we're very shortly going to plough into. But the forest is not all trees. Now and again, out of the woods, wander into a beautiful open space like this. Just all opens out in front of you. There are a lot of very well maintained cycle tracks. Obviously had gravel, etc. regularly replaced and repaired on them. They are in brilliant nick. So as well as walking, great place to come cycling. Just as I say that, a couple of cyclists appear in the distance. Interesting area of the forest here. Would love to know what's happened to these, but I'm afraid I don't have a clue. They don't look in the best of health. The New Forest has lots and lots of these very wide, well-maintained cycle paths. They're nice and easy underfoot. They're not that difficult to navigate, don't take too many turns. And I don't imagine anyone who's taking on this walk is looking for anything too difficult. So why not take the nice, easy routes? So that's what I've done here. Here we are at one of the main attractions of the walk, Blackwater Arboretum. Let's go and see what it's like. So I'm now inside the Arboretum, and even just looking at these trees up here behind me, pretty spectacular. So I think lunch is going to happen in here. Not difficult to tell that this is managed, because every tree is of a different species. You obviously wouldn't get that happening naturally. Couldn't begin to tell you what species they are, but what I can tell you is I'm going to sit and have my lunch and enjoy looking at them. Don't really know if the video does justice to it, but the trees in here are pretty spectacular. They are absolutely huge, and of every variety. We're no longer even in the Arboretum. There's some absolutely staggeringly beautiful bits of scenic woodland that you can walk through here. These trees are absolutely huge. And on a day like this, they cast a rather delightful bit of shade, which is very much appreciated. Would be beautiful at any time of the year though, I would imagine. So, subway under the A35, currently being used for shade by the horses. Wonder how they'll react to my approach. I imagine they'll probably just walk away. Let's see, shall we? There we go, that was a bit nervous, wasn't it? You guys didn't mind too much in the end, eh? Enjoy the rest of your day. This is a scene that brings to mind phrases like rural idyll, but it's a pretty common sight in the New Forest. There are an awful lot of these fellas out roaming around, eating the grass. So I've just been to the top of the only appreciable hill on the whole route, and completely wooded, so not worth it really. Can't really see anything. The only reason for going there is to say you've been there, so I've been there. I wouldn't be too fussed about it if I were just going around the walk. Here we are back at Swan Green. These guys are still here, still eating the grass. Car's still there, thankfully. Another walk in the bag. So that was the New Forest, Lyndhurst to Blackwater Arboretum walk. And in terms of difficulty, I'd give that a 3 out of 10. Nice easy walk. I was planning a camp hike for the scouts, so I wasn't looking for anything difficult, and that fitted the bill really nicely. In terms of my impressions of the New Forest, well, most of my forest experience is in the Forest of Dean, and it's very different. There's a lot of old industrial stuff in the Forest of Dean. There is absolutely none of that here. It's very nicely manicured, very well looked after. There's clearly a lot of money around here, and they look after their forest quite nicely, which is good because it's preserved. It has a slightly fake atmosphere about it. You're never far from a road. People never want to be far from their beloved cars, and that is well in evidence here. There are a lot of car parks, there are a lot of picnic areas, that kind of thing. You're never too far from civilization. But if that's your bag, it's a very beautiful place, and I recommend come walking here. All maps and 3D fly-throughs provided by kind permission of Ordnance Survey through their excellent OS Online application. Big thanks also for all music used in this video to mixkit.co and pixabay.com. Specific song and artist credits can be found in the comments. These videos are designed to show you around the routes I walk in case you're considering doing them yourself. They are not designed to be any kind of hill walking training or guidance. If you need hill walking skills, obtain them in person from a reputable, qualified provider. Please don't attempt these walks without appropriate levels of fitness and equipment. If you don't have the required levels of knowledge and experience, only undertake them accompanied by somebody who does. You can find out more about me and my background and experience at my website, paulperambulates.co.uk. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Paul Perambulates. If you did, please subscribe and share.